He is sissy. He is sissy man. Old head people were not shy about homophobic like terms and shit like that. But also, I think a lot of that comes from the fact that some people have witnessed those homosexual people talking to each other a certain way. And a lot of the things that we assume, well, some of the things that we assume are slurs, you know what I'm saying, are usually, terms of endearment amongst themselves, like amongst each other and shit like that.
We are, all right, so I'm not going to hold you.
Well, I'm not a homosexual correspondent or nothing.
You feel
what I'm saying?
You feel me? I know some of the rules. I'm not finna get us canceled today. I just want to get through the podcast.
Yeah, nah. All right, so look, this is the Buddies Roll Up Podcast.
Podcast. You know, and I'm your host, godlymC.
And I'm your co-host, Marco theBrand.
And welcome to the Buddies Roll Up Podcast. Shout out to our
this is episode 108 before I forget.
Yeah, episode 108. We can't, man, shout out to the LGBTQ community.
Lettuce, tomatoes.
We came in He's trying like, let's get canceled today.
No, bro.
108 is the last episode. Let's get canceled.
No.
Let's get people on our asses.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear. I think even though there are people or there are individuals in the black community that have had, not so favorable experiences or not such favorable energy towards homosexual people, I, on the other hand, have had nothing but, really decent experiences, what I'm saying, whether it was growing up or, whatever. So I definitely try to impart certain
You want to know what's crazy, bruh?
What?
You want to know what's crazy, bruh?
What?
I got a wild story. I got some stories, bruh. I got some smoke stories, right? That I could tell you. But since we are, in the energy of allyship at this current moment, I'm just gonna leave them, man. Like I said, shout out to the LGBT community.
And
I'm gonna just leave it there.
I cannot forget all of my. I have a few gay homegirls, you know what I'm saying, that are definitely really good people and have been really good people to me, you know what I'm saying.
This remind me, and we gonna circle back to this one right here. But did you happen to see the speaking of the community? Did you happen to see the Isiah Rashaad and Joe Budden interview by any chance?
Well, can I tell you, I started it, but I didn't.
You didn't finish it?
Nah.
So I mean, what was your takeaways from it? What did you think about it?
I really couldn't give you one. I didn't even watch that much.
Out of disinterest, you didn't like how Joe was carrying the conversation, or
not? I just don't care. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, while I am a fan of the people behind the music, I don't feel like his music was a contradiction of that truth. So,
so what's funny? I seen a lot of people saying
it ain't like he was like Gangstalicious or no shit like that, and we found out that he was on some, you know what I'm saying? So I mean,
for sure.
And people love who they love.
So I don't know what your timeline was saying, but I was seeing a lot of people say that they necessarily wasn't a fan of the interview
because of Joe.
And I had watched the interview. And I had watched the interview. And after I finished the interview and kind of like revisited people's comments, I did start to understand why they say they wasn't a fan of Joe as an interviewer for that specific topic and that specific person, because really, as a fan of Isiah Rashaad, you want to hear like, okay, so how does it feel, to be exposed in that way? What was you doing at the time? What was your reaction? How did people around you react? You know what I'm saying? And we kind of, as Isiah Rashaad fans, I think we would have been more interested in that a personal angle of it, a kind of. I really hate to say it, but
I think Joe might.
You know how we grew up on the Barbara Walters interviews. Yeah, the good Barbara Walters interview. So Isiah Rashaad.
2020.
So Isiah, when the news came out that XYZ, what were you doing? Were you on a tour? Were you with family and friends? And how did you feel, Isiah?
You are doing this voice entirely too well.
I grew up on. Come on, man. You know. But yeah. So I'm happy that Joe had the interview because it's showing that hip hop is growing into a space where that's acceptable. Because 20 years ago, if a sex tape come out with who the hottest rapper 20 years ago? It's 2020, 2000. Nelly come out with a gay sex tape. Niggas is like, huh? Nigga, what? Skirt? Like really think about that. If Nelly come out with a gay sex tape, or
it's hot and where?
It's hot and where? The jokes are not stopping. It's hot in the closet, nigga. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Nelly? You know, shout out to Nelly, like whatever. But yeah. So it's just
shout
to
out
me.
Ashanti.
Shout out to Ashanti. So to me, it's definitely a testament of how far hip hop has come. Even though, yeah, I don't think Joe Budden was necessarily the best person for that interview. We could have got some more deep dive.
I will say
some deep dive stuff
that I've witnessed a few times in Joe Budden's interviews where he will shy away from certain things that fans want to know out of consideration of the artist, like from an artist's perspective. And nigga, no. That's not always like.
So
that's. I mean, I understand you as a man, as a former artist, being understanding and empathetic, but at the same time, you have a platform, and you in turn, your platform is in turn a medium for people who want to know things and people who are curious about certain stuff. So, especially you knowing that that's what they want to know, I think it's.
I mean, so and I kind of wish you watched the whole interview because he did kind of get into some of the he did let Isiah Rashaad kind of get into it and I guess speak for himself, but it kind of made it awkward because okay, you as a heterosexual person, you don't have an experience and all of a sudden become the spokesperson for so as a heterosexual, how do you feel about, you know what I mean? It's kind of like a weird dynamic.
Bro, I'm really just figuring this shit out myself, actually.
That, you know what I'm saying? type shit. So it was just a weird dynamic that, a more seasoned interviewer, we probably would have just got a different vibe.
Like
out
who?
Of, so,
oh, you think Sway?
Not Sway, maybe a woman interviewer for The Energy. I don't know if Angie Martinez.
You think Scotty Beam should have did it?
I'm not familiar with Scotty Beam. I'm not familiar with Scotty Beam's interview acumen, but
shout out
possibly.
to Scotty Beam.
What interview she did? Watch this, y'all. What interview she did?
Nah, she was on Everyday Struggle.
She did an interview.
I think Everyday Struggle counts as interviews. I think Charlamagne should have did it.
Okay, so
DJ Envy,
the audience,
you think that should have been a Breakfast Club thing, or you think that should have been?
Let's talk about Charlamagne for a minute. This is the weird and funny thing about Charlamagne. I feel like when Charlamagne respects you as an artist, he'll give you that respect. But if there's some goofiness going on, then he kind of really be trying to play with people. So Charlamagne could go either way. If he respects you, he still kind of play with you just to make it spicy for you know what I'm saying, like radio.
I think that's usually a Breakfast Club thing though.
That's
I don't think he go there when he do the one-on-ones.
My man, the one-on-ones are definitely more intimate.
But shit, one of the last one-on-ones he did was with Gucci, and I know he wasn't gonna play with Gucci. So we might need some more points of reference.
Exactly. So but I still salute Joe Budden for even wanting to do the interview and make an attempt at it.
And I'm glad he didn't make it a pod thing. I'm glad he did it. Like, I'm glad he laid it out.
Man, nigga, no. Fuck that. He was trying to get the view money for himself. He wasn't trying to spread those views, the money off those views with his niggas. Fuck you thought? You thought this nigga was a good Samaritan, nigga? This nigga did the math on that shit. And he was like, nah, I'm not about to break this shit down 3 ways. Got me fucked up. Bring him on a podcast for what? Bring him on a podcast so I can split the money from these views?
He just brought Nick Cannon on the podcast.
I ain't see it. I ain't see that motherfucker. I ain't see that motherfucker. Let me see it. Pull it up. Let me see it. Let me see it. Cap. What the youngin say? Cap. Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it. I ain't. After Joe Budden latest fiasco, I'm not putting. Nah, Joe Budden don't get no benefit of doubt from me. Joe Budden gets the doubt like shit. Ain't no benefit. Just the doubt. Is the video out? Let me see the video. He probably put the video on some Patreon shit. Bet. Let me see the video. Let me see the video. Where the video at? Where it's at?
I pull it up.
Where it's at?
If it's out.
It's on some Patreon shit. These niggas be money hungry, bro. Don't be fooled, bro. Do not be fooled for a second, bro. Just because we not them money hungry niggas, don't think that niggas not the money hungry niggas, bro. This nigga gonna tell me that he don't want to split that bread, bro. He ain't want to split that bread with Maury Mall. And yes, I'm still mad about that. Yes.
You mad?
Yeah. Nigga, hell yeah. Roy and Maul made that shit lit. Roy and Maul was like, my niggas, yo.
I feel it. But but I tapped back in, and what I will say
Joe Budden's still entertaining.
Joe Budden's podcast
he's still a nut.
Is based off of his chemistry with people. So it's not necessarily him. But it's Ice and Ish.
Nah, don't make excuses for that nigga. Nah.
I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling you why it's still entertaining.
Okay. Okay.
It's his interaction with other people. It's not necessarily him. You know what I'm saying?
We rolling. It's his nut that's bouncing off of shit.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Light reflects off of,
shit and shit. But